Hi, my name is Maddie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, I'm gonna go over my January TBR and all the books I'm anticipating in 2024. I'm gonna be entirely honest, I am in like the worst reading slump right now. One, I'm sick. Two, I finished Manacle a week ago and I have not recovered. So I just really haven't been in the mood to read very much recently. I've read a couple books, but like everything's been kind of like meh. So I have very low expectations for January, even though there's tons of great releases coming out in the month of January. Some of the books I have not finished from my December TBR are Royal Assassin, A Court of Silver Flames, Children of Fallen Gods, and Heart as Cold as Gold. I have 3 days to finish those. I don't think I'm going to. I haven't started any of them. Actually, no, I'm like 5% into Heart as Cold as Gold. But we'll see. Actual TBR. I have Lady of Starfire. This is the last book in the Lady of Darkness series. Very excited to finish out this book and this series and see how it all ends. I've really enjoyed it so far. I really like the characters. I enjoy the plot. I don't think it's anything profound by any means, but I have really enjoyed it. And then I have A Kingdom of Fire and Fate. Yeah, I have A Kingdom of Fire and Fate, which is I believe it's the last book in this series. It follows two different characters. It doesn't follow the two characters from like the original trilogy, I guess you could say. Okay, so this one follows Talia and Soren, who are two characters from the first 3 books and kind of their romance, since the plot and the storyline of the 2 main characters kind of like finishes out. So I'm excited to see how this is. I don't know if this is technically like a standalone or if it has follow-ups to this one. I don't know, so we'll see. But I really have enjoyed Holly Renee. I kind of want to get into her other books as well, so maybe I'll check that off my bucket list in 2024. I have the 3rd book in the Deception trilogy, which is Consumed by Deception by Rena Kent. I am very excited. This has been super all over the place and it has been like really cool, honestly. It's very chaotic and kind of mind twisty. This is about Winter, who is forced to be Adrian's wife because she has something to do with his ex-wife's death, and you're trying to figure out why these 2 girls are connected and why he's blaming her, and he's like super psychotic. I'm ready to finish this out and explore other works of Rena Kent, especially in 2024. And then I have I Promise You by Alexi Axelson, I think is her name. This is a dark military romance. It's a sequel, so we'll see. Who would have thought me reading my military books in 2023? Normally I avoid them like a plague. My husband's in the Marine Corps. It's a little too close to home. Then I have King of Greed, which is the 3rd book in Anna Huang's Kings of Sin series, I think it's called. And I'm just trying to catch up on the series before the 4th book comes out. I don't know when it comes out, but I keep seeing like teasers for it, so very exciting. I know next to nothing about this. I do. I think this is a Marriage in Trouble, so that'll be super interesting. I don't think I've read a Marriage in Trouble book by her yet, so we'll see. So then I have Little Thieves by Margaret Owen. I know nothing about this, but it is a duology. It's YA. When the maid is caught, she died for her crimes and the princess lived happily ever after, or that's the story, how the story has been told. Now it's time for the wicked maid to tell her side of the story. Okay, so that's really cool. I haven't heard much about this book, but good things. Like regarding like plot and stuff, I haven't heard a whole lot. I just know it's a really great duology, so I'm very excited. I have borrowed this from my library. We do have the 2nd one too, so hopefully I get to knock this out. Maybe it'll get me out of my reading slump. Up next, I have one book that I am very nervous about, and it is The Fragile Threads of Power by V.E. Schwab. I don't have my own copy of this book yet because I despise this cover, but I saw it in my library and I was like, I'm just gonna read it from my library because I hate the cover so much. Like the UK cover is way, like look at that cover. Look at this one. This one is way better. I haven't heard anything about this, and that is extremely worrying to me. This has come out in like, when was this, October? Oh man, I think this came out in like September, October of this year, and I have not heard a peep from anyone. And that is extremely worrying because, one, I love A Darker Shade of Magic series. It is one of my favorite series of all times. I really enjoy V.E. Schwab and her writing and her style, and overall just have a really great time reading her. This follows a new Astray who is able to jump worlds, and I think she's from, I don't know which London she's from, but this follows the Londons. It follows Kel and Lila and Rye, and I'm so excited to see these characters again. All the teasers have looked really, really great, but again, I haven't heard anything from anyone, so that is so scary because I love this book and I have such high expectations. So we'll see what happens. Up next we have Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the second book to the Natural series. I really liked the first book, so it's a bit twisty, and these kids are basically like, they have natural instincts to like profile serial killers, but it just follows these groups of kids who have like these natural abilities to like help the FBI pretty much. And I'm excited to see where this goes because it does end. The main plot in the first book is kind of wrapped up very well, so I'm excited to see where the rest of this book goes. And I have finally decided to commit and finish up Cassandra Clare's current works with the Shadowhunter world. So I have Chain of Gold. I heard really great things. A lot of people really like this series too, and I really like the last series. So hopefully I'll really like this one too. Sometimes I feel like Cassandra Clare's books move a little bit slow, so I might not get to this one until the end of the month. Hopefully I'm out of my little reading slump by then. I have so many books that I'm going to try to read, and I like feel like I'm not going to read them ever. And then I have Beyond the Shadows by Brent Weeks. This is the last book in the Night Angel trilogy, and I'm very excited to jump into the Black Prism series when I'm done with this. And that's pretty much all I got. This one follows an assassin. He's trying to forget his old life. He's trying to move on from being an assassin. So it's very interesting, and the dynamics are kind of cool, and I am really excited to finish up the series. Lastly, I got technically 3 books. I'm trying to get through Crescent City 1 and 2. And so I still have to get through Silver Flames. I'm hoping to do that this month. If not, I will finish it in January. So Crescent City 3 comes out very end of January. The good news is I live in Japan, so it takes me like 2 weeks to get books over here. So I'm a little bit behind, so I have a little bit of a grace period. So if I don't finish these right away in January, I have till like middle of February to read the first and second Crescent City, so I'm not super worried. I think I'll get to these in time, at least by the time my book gets here. So yay for living in Japan. But yeah, so we have Crescent City 1 and 2. I'll get to them. They're quite big doozies. This will be the 3rd time I've read this book, which is kind of shocking. This will be the 2nd time I'm reading Crescent City 2, and I haven't touched that since like 2021, so Crescent City 3 is like one of my most anticipated releases, so I'm very excited. I really don't have high expectations for this month, so haha, God save me. Now for all of my anticipated releases for 2024. Of course, I said Crescent City 3. We've already mentioned it, but very excited. It's the last book in the Crescent City series. I said this last time, but please pray for me. Pray for Rundown. Thank you. Alright, and then I have Heavenly Tyrant by Iran J. Zhao, which is the sequel to Iron Widow. I was absolutely devastated when, like, gut-wrenched when I learned I had to wait like 1.5 years for this. This comes out in April of like 2024, I think. But I'm very excited. I'm expecting really high things from this one. I really like her writing and her style, and it's very anime-esque because it's based on an anime. I had a really great time reading Iron Widow, so I'm really excited to see what she does with Heavenly Tyrant. Okay, and then I have Magnolia Park's Into the Dark. I'm super excited to get my hands on a copy of this. I hope I can get my hands on a copy of the original because I have the original 4. They're like somewhere up there. But this is like, I think this is the last book for the series, which is kind of heartbreaking, but I'm ready for them to kind of like hopefully have their happily ever afters. I hope. I know it's gonna be super angsty and sad probably because it ends on such a cliffhanger. And then I have Honeycut by Sierra Simone. Salt Kiss is a Tristan and Isolde retelling. I know it's going to be super angsty and like just crazy, and I really like Sierra Simone as a romance writer. I think she's awesome. So this is like super high up there. I think it comes out in June time frame, so very, very soon. Then I have King of Sloth by Anna Huang. I know this is like a reverse Grumpy Sunshine, I think, like Grumpy Girl, Sunshine Boy, Golden Retriever Boyfriend. So very excited for this one. I think it'll be awesome. I have The Goldfinch by Raven Kennedy, which is the last book in the Plated Prisoner series. This is one series I really know I need to reread, and again, I'm just so excited to like finish a series and knock it off my TBR. That's my favorite thing in the world, is when series are complete and I get to knock them off my TBR. A lot of that happened in this year. I have Taming 7. I haven't finished the series. I've read the first two. This is by Chloe Wash, sorry. So I haven't finished the series. I've read the first two, and the 5th book is coming out sometime this year. Again, very excited. Hopefully it's all good things. Probably not. I'm probably be super angsty the whole time. Then I have The Atlas Complex by Olivia Blake. I actually don't know if this one's out. I threw that on the list and I did not check. I don't know. I know the first 2 books are out, so we're just gonna leave it on here. Then I have Leather and Lark, which is a serial killer romance. I really, really liked Butcher and Blackbird last year, and I'm very excited for the 2nd book. I think this one comes out in June time frame, so very excited. Then I have Where's Molly by H.D. Carlton. This is one of the spin-offs from Haunting Adeline in that series. This has been like the secret mysterious project that she's had. So then I have Zodiac Academy 9. This has been so greatly like waited for. The 8th book was supposed to be the last book, and then they pulled like a 180 on us and were like, no kidding, it's not the last book. So I've been waiting for like forever for this one, since like 2021. Again, very excited to knock it off my list. Then I have The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. I don't know how I feel about this one. I don't know anything about it. All I know is that I really like Leigh Bardugo's YA stuff, and I have really hated her adult stuff, and this is an adult, so I hope it's very different from Ninth House, because I loathe Ninth House and I loathe Hellbent. I don't even think I finished Hellbent. If I finished it, I am insane, because it was not great. I just really don't like it. I don't know. The pacing was weird. Everything was weird. The plot was weird. Not even like in a good weird way, you know what I mean? It just was not the vibe, and I don't know how people like it. Like, sorry. Then I have The Bride by Ali Hazelwood, which is a werewolf book. So it's nice to see her kind of stepping out of the academia rom-com way. I think this will be a good one. I think it'll be a lot different than what she's normally written, so I'm very excited. I have The Beloved by J.R. Ward, which is Nala's book. This is like one of, I don't know if it's a spin-off series, honestly. Nala is one of the children of the Black Dagger Brotherhood, and she's finally getting her own romance. We've kind of seen her grown up, and then at the end of the last book there's this huge time skip, and so now we are following Nala and her like conquest for love. I am so excited. I cannot wait to see what her parents' reactions are, because I know Sadist is going to be absolutely like hysterical, and I'm so ready for it. I can't wait to see who her love interest is too. I have literally no idea who it could be. I have Tangled Up in You by Christina Lauren. It's like a collaboration with Disney, and a bunch of other authors have written like spin-offs of Disney movies, so this is a one by Christina Lauren. I am kind of hit or miss with their books. I've liked a few of them, haven't liked a couple as well, but I'm expecting kind of cool things because I like Disney. I haven't read a ton of like Tangled, Rapunzel retellings that are set in like a modern world or set in like non-fantastical world, so I'm excited to see what they do with it. I think it'll be really interesting. So there's the Breakup Tour, which is a Taylor Swift inspired book. It's about this girl who is a pop star and, you know, Taylor Swift. And she is supposed to have broken up with like her boyfriend. Her boyfriend breaks up with her or something. And she goes on tour and ends up reconnecting with, like, I think he's a producer or another musician or something, and they get back together. I think it's a second chance romance. I have no idea. Or maybe like a friends to lover situation going on. I don't remember, but they have like had a connection, had a bit of a falling out, I remember, and then like now they're back on tour together. So kind of like those forced proximity, close proximity. We love it. Okay, we go to the big boys now. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have Dishonestly Yours by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is a con artist like romance novel, and I'm so excited to see them outside of the Addicted Calloway universe. I'm very excited. I really love Becca and Krista's writing. I think it's so much fun. It's just something I can get like lost in. So I'm so excited to read them outside of this universe. Actually, I might probably is still the same universe, but like outside of the Calloway characters. And lastly, one of my most anticipated, Nobody Like Us by Krista and Becca Ritchie. It's the end of an age. It's the end of an era. I could like rip my heart out. I'm so excited though. This is the last book in the Like Us series. It's Luna and Donnelly's book. I am just so happy. I have really liked Luna and Donnelly. I think that Luna is like so weird and quirky in like the best way possible, and Donnelly is just so supportive of her, and I just really like them together, and I really enjoy their dynamic. They're probably one of my favorite couples of this series. And then after that, we learn about the Cobalt Empire. We get books about the Cobalts, so it's kind of like this like start of an end of a decade, start of an age. It's just so freaking exciting. So I'm so ready for 2024 and all of these just amazing books. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you like this video, please feel free to like and subscribe and let me know what some of your most anticipated books of 2024 are, and maybe I'll add them to my TBR. I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.